Stamper Kim from stampingandperfection.com. Welcome to my craft room. I have had a project in my head. I got the idea from an outlines stamping class that I took a long time ago. So I've been wanting to make something similar to this using one of Stampin' Up's stamp sets. Basically, I'm going to take some ornaments. I got these really inexpensive glass ornaments, and they have silver on them. They're just basically red and clear, and they have silver glitter, and they have looks like a little tinsel. I just got them at CVS. They were really inexpensive, and I'm going to make a topper for them out of vellum using, I have a piece of vellum, piece of Stampin' Up vellum, and I'm going to be using the Joyful Christmas stamp set. This set right here. I don't know how well you can see that with the light glare there, but I want to use the poinsettia and I want to use the leaf image. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this poinsettia image twice, and I'm going to emboss it in silver, and I'm going to then stamp it twice and emboss it in red, and then I'm going to cut it out and layer it on top of the ornament, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I'm also going to use the leaf image, and I'll cut out a few of those, and I'm going to, Stampin' Up has this wild wasabi color, so I thought I would use that. So I'll be stamping these images and heat embossing them in silver, cherry cobbler, and wild wasabi. So that's the Joyful Christmas step. So to start with, this poinsettia image is quite large, so I'm using my biggest clear block. This is the F size clear block, and I'm using my Versamark ink. I have a nice goopy new pad, so I'm going to ink this up. And I'm going to stamp this twice, and you can't see this at all usually on the video. Oh, there you go. If I turn it just right, you can see it. It's clear. And if I left it just like that, it would give me like a watermark image. So I'm going to do this twice. And I think I'll put them next to each other. Okay, and then I'll start with the silver one. So I'll just pour silver embossing powder over the top of this, and I just pour it on generously because it's going right back into the container when I'm done. I'm going to pour it onto both of them. You have a little bit of time because the Versamark ink stays wet pretty long. So there we go. And of course I probably should have used my embossing buddy, but I never remember to use my embossing buddy. I'm doing this over top as I pour this back in. I'm doing it over top of a sheet of copy paper. I'll flip it over, flick it a few times, and that looks pretty good. So you see I have a couple spots that didn't seem to cover very well on both images. Okay, and then I'm going to heat set this with my heat gun. So I'm going to go do that, and I'm going to do this 2 more times with the cherry cobbler. Okay, so I've stamped and heat embossed 2 of the poinsettias in silver and 2 in the cherry cobbler embossing powder, and then I've done 6 of the leaves in the wild wasabi. Now I'm going to take my paper snips. I love these paper snips. I have to tell you, I don't like fussy cutting, but these little scissors, they're just under $10. These make it actually pretty easy. So now I'm just going to take my paper snips and I'm going to cut around the edge of each one of these. Okay, so I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have 2 of these ornaments. I've very carefully removed the top, and I've cut out my poinsettias and my leaves. Now, one of the poinsettias I actually cut out this inner part here, so that's why I stamped it twice. And I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. I want this to fit over here. So you can see here, I tried using a hole punch or a crocodile or something like that, and it didn't really work very well. What actually works very well is gently fold this, and with my paper snips, you could do this with a craft knife too, I just snipped it this way, and then where I snipped it, I'm just going to go in here, and without poking myself in the finger, I'm just going to snip like this, like that. You could use a craft knife, but you were probably holding your breath while I did that anyway, so I'm a bit of a klutz. And then this just fits really nicely over this, just like that. Now, since I actually put a hole in this one, I'm actually going to use a little glue dot on each side and just attach it. And I just want to kind of tuck this around like this. That glue dot's working really well. It's really sticky. Just like that. Just to give it a little bit of dimension. You could probably also take your bone folder and curl it a little bit. Just give it a little curl if you want to, just like that. You just hold it like this, like you would if you were curling ribbon. You just want to give it a little curl like that. Like that. And then I'm just going to pop this top back on. These were really inexpensive, so I was really careful when I took this off. And you want to, when you do this, you want to be very careful when you push this back down, because you don't want to hold this so tight that it breaks in your hand. This is just very cheap plastic, so I'm trying to be a little bit careful with it. Now I'm going to take 3 of these leaves. Now, the beautiful thing about embossing on vellum, if you can see this, it gives you like little ridges, so you could use your aqua painter and you could color inside there if you wanted to with your re-inkers, or you could take a sponge with color on the back and you can color on the back with the sponge to give this a little bit of color. I'm not going to be that fussy about it today, but you could do any of those things. And now I'm just going to tuck these in underneath here. Like, I'll put some underneath. I just want to put 3 on. I just like the way the rule of 3s always seems to apply in decorating and crafting. Just tuck it under and make it look a little bit layered there. And I can add rhinestones if I want to. I can do any of those things. I can put a little bow on it if I want to, which I will. I have a little silver taffeta bow I can add to this. And I'm just using a glue dot to do that as well. I'm going to add that to the side. And I might actually want to color in some of the rhinestones with a permanent marker with red, making little red dots around. Or there's one other little touch that I'll add. I have this is Cherry Cobbler Dazzling Details. It's like glitter glue. So I'm just going to put 3 or 4 of these in different places, just little dots of this, just like that. And now you're going to want to give this time to dry. It's like decorating cookies or cakes or something. There you go. How pretty is that on top of your ornament? And it's just a very inexpensive little ornament. I'm going to put a hanger on top, and that is done. Okay, so let me put the red one together. I've already cut this so that it slides right over. I'm going to do the same thing here with the leaves in the top, and maybe I'll put a couple of the leaves on before. I'm just using glue dots. They're not really going to show up here, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not really being fussy at all with this project. It's going to hang on the tree. Lights are going to shine around it. It'll be pretty. Okay, I'll add one more, maybe below. Like that. Now, this is a kind of a fun project with kids. Like, you can get at craft stores, the big box craft stores, you can actually get clear Christmas bulbs. Like, they come in packages of 6, And I know my kids and I used to have a lot of fun actually making our own Christmas ornaments because they can fill these with things. And you can fill it with confetti, or you can fill it with glue and then have them covered with glitter. We decoupaged a few of them. So these are actually really fun, like, crafts to make. You can just get these clear Christmas bulbs and, you know, fill them with stuff. And let your kids make their own ornaments, and if you put the date on them in either a Sharpie marker or in paint, then you'll have those forever and you'll know when they were made. So here you can see the red ornament that I completed, and this might also look pretty with the silver on top. I actually ran out of my silver taffeta ribbon. I've used so much of that taffeta ribbon. I actually used 10 yards of it. I'm using, I believe this is Pear Pizzazz taffeta ribbon. Is this nope, this is Old Olive. I actually used some Old Olive. I could have used my, I believe I have Pear Pizzazz stitch taffeta I could have used instead, and I used my silver dazzling details to add some little holly berries to the top. So you can see the difference in the two. There you go. You can see how that looks from the side on top. So there you go, 2 Christmas ornament ideas that you can make with the Joyful Christmas stamp set. Some vellum and some embossing tools. So thanks for watching. Stop by my blog at stampingimperfection.com. If you like this tutorial, you'll probably also like my virtual club classes, so check those out while you're at my blog at stampingimperfection.com. Thanks for watching.